Kempire is brought to you by.
Happy New Year, guys. Thank you so much, first of all, for those that rated and reviewed the Kempire podcast in 2024. But if you haven't rated and reviewed us 5 stars already on Apple Podcasts or on Spotify, do it today. We're trying to reach 1,000 reviews on Kempire's podcast, on Apple Podcasts, and on Spotify. Be sure to tell us what you love about the podcast. Washington, D.C., the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to your city for another live show. If you haven't already, get your tickets today for our meet and greets, and general admission are still available. Then New York City, you're up next. We're coming back for Black History Month. So if you want to hear us talk about hot topics, housewives, and more, get your tickets for our Friday, February 21st live show at the Green Room 42. More information on Washington, D.C. and New York City will be available in the description. Sidebar, don't forget, New York City, you have a special live stream ticket available as well. Again, more information will be available in the description notes. You're listening to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Network. What is going on, everyone? Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. We're live on the Kempire YouTube channel. We're also live on the Kempire and Kempire Daily on Facebook. We're live behind the scenes here on TikTok. And we're also live on Twitch and Twitter. Happy Monday, a snowy and cold Monday here in New York City, but also across the country. Apparently, we are going through a polar vortex, so no one, including Florida, is safe. It's okay. It's okay. You didn't come here for the weather, but why not give you a little bit of weather? It's going to be cold, so make sure that you guys are wearing layers, bundling up, and if you don't have to be outside, don't. And what else did I want to mention to you guys? Yeah, all that good stuff. Anyways, first of all, let me know where you are watching from. We are recapping the latest episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac. It's been like 2 weeks since we talked about Potomac, and I had to say to myself after watching last night's episode, did I miss it? Was I looking forward to it? Not really. I wasn't looking forward to it after watching the episode. How would you rate this week's episode? After watching the episode, the fact that this entire season and this entire episode really is centralized around Mia, and we already know that Mia is not being 100% authentic despite what she says in the episode. You know what I mean? Oh, wait, hold on. You know what, Deborah? Deborah says, sunny here in Los Angeles. You know what, Deborah? I'm blocking you today. Let's put Deborah on a 10-second timeout for that comment. Fine, L.A. Never mind. I'm not going to even say anything. Fine. The majority of the United States is experiencing a polar vortex, except L.A. Anyways, L.A., you've been through a lot. California's been through a lot, okay? Anyway, so back to Real Housewives of Potomac. If you had to rate this week's episode of Potomac, how would you rate it? Literally, I was watching, I guess they must have been doing some sort of marathon on Bravo, watching season 5 of Real Housewives of Potomac. That was a monumental part of Potomac. That season, the season with Monique, dragging Candace, that really shifted. I think it shifted not only the cast, but shifted the audience. But I ended up watching, I started, I think, like episode 13, and I watched the rest of the season right before I watched the latest episode of Potomac. And I said, wow, that was a monumental season. It was an important season, I think, for the franchise, because I think it exposed a lot of what had been going on behind the scenes. It also showed people's true colors. I think it was also the time that we saw this shift in Giselle and what people were doing behind the scenes. But it was, I have to say, I was like, whoa, first of all, I forgot how interesting Potomac used to be. The last couple of seasons, Potomac has sort of been not interesting, not boring. Because when we look at Real Housewives of New York, Real Housewives of New York really has given me a different standard, okay? A different standard, because after watching Real Housewives of New York be so bad, I can never say that some of these other seasons that may not have been their best. No, we've reached an all-time low with Roni, and I would be shocked to see Roni come back in the same form that it is currently, in my opinion. Okay? Paula says, I miss Monique. Look, that was the first time that I felt like Monique showed up. That reunion, and mind you, we didn't get to see everything of what was said and shown in that binder. And I love how in that season they try to downplay the binder like it wasn't iconic, and that people after that didn't try to remake that moment. that was the first time that Monique, for me, showed up and showed out. Not only did she look great, but she was activated. And I was like, whoa. We had never seen a Monique Samuels like that. I also was reminded at how hard Chris Samuels went for his wife. It's so crazy that you watch that from like almost 5-6 years ago to them being divorced now. And look, we already saw the signs of things going on in their relationship, but how hard Chris went for Monique, damn. It's like, how do you leave? Maybe that's what saved them for a moment. I think Monique has said this in other interviews, that being on the show kind of saved their relationship at that particular point. But, the way that he went hard for Monique at the time, I was like, damn, Chris was a good guy. But it also shows you some of the true colors of some of the people back then. And Ashley and regular Robin. Did you guys miss Robin? I had to, I jokingly say, I kind of miss Robin, especially when we have like people like Kierna not really bringing it, Jazzy with her lies. I don't miss regular Robin. I miss saying regular Robin. But what exactly is going on between regular Robin and Juan Dixon? Oh, I was also reminded, you remember at their engagement party, at Juan and Robin's engagement party, when Michael Darby, I forgot how cringy Michael Darby was. Like, I knew he was cringy, but rewatching season 5 with Michael Darby, he was so cringy, especially when he was talking about Las Vegas and how Ashley would go so hard for Michael, making all kinds of excuses for Michael, even after that reunion. Remember, she came to that reunion pregnant with their second child. I don't know. I normally haven't done a rewatch of Real Housewives in a long time. I used to do a lot of rewatches of like Roni, but rewatching season 5 of Potomac felt like it was necessary, especially for today's recap. Because you just see people in a different light, especially when people are trying to paint the narrative of, this is a new changed Giselle. I don't know about that, but it was definitely interesting. Tanya says, is Jazzy on the current trip? No. Jazzy is not. Which is probably what made the definitive answer that she was not going to be full-time. But Kiarna's there trying. We're going to talk about it. Sorry, Kiarna. I thought maybe we had something, but no, we don't. At least based off the edit, we don't have anything. But I have to say, based off of what you guys have been saying about her relationship with Greg, I'm seeing it more and more as the episodes play out. Okay. All right, guys, don't forget the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to Washington, D.C. in less than 3 weeks, like 2.5 weeks. We will be in Washington, D.C. If you haven't gotten your tickets for the Kempire After Dark live experience, where we talk that talk, where we're not censored, where people bring tea, drop tea. We share all kinds of stuff. Oh, Miss Brooklyn says, I miss Robin as she would not have let Karen get away with the DUI. Yeah, I have to say the cast, for the most part, besides Mia, have let Karen kind of like breeze by this season. And I know some of you say, well, she had a legal case, blah, 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 blah. You saw the body cam footage. Don't be surprised if they decide to bring regular Robin back next season, especially if Karen comes back next season. Don't be surprised if they decide, you know what, we're going to bring Robin back. I know we're not here for it. Maybe bring her back as a friend of. Because she has predicted and said these things about Karen all along. So I know we don't love Robin and the fake storyline she was giving us, but maybe as a friend of, she'll be more likable. And maybe her being on Traitors on January 9th, can't wait to watch it. The first 3 episodes drop January 9th. Maybe this is her transition, very much like Phaedra. This is her transition back into the arms of Bravo fans. No? Okay. Felicia says, I got my ticket to see you, Kempire. Thank you so much, Felicia. See you in Washington, D.C. We also have the Kempire After Dark live experience returning to New York City on Friday, February 21st for Black History Month. More information on both shows will be available in the description. But Washington, D.C., if you've been waiting on your tickets, don't wait any longer. Meet and greet tickets have a low ticket alert. So if you want to meet each other, make sure you get your tickets. Okay? All right, Coco says, I got my DMV ticket. I will see you on January 24th. Literally, it's just a couple of weeks away. I'm excited for it. Lexi says, I'm fine with Robin as a friend. I don't see her relationship, though. I don't want to see a relationship, though. Yeah, I don't need to see her relationship either. I think coming back as a friend, she can still hold Karen accountable, but it will be pointless to bring regular Robin back if Karen doesn't return next season. And I know some people are like, what do you mean if Karen returns next season? Well, it depends on her sentencing at the end of this month. So if she's sentenced to actually a year in jail or 2 years in jail, she might miss out on filming. They're about to film the reunion, and then they're going to pick up filming probably a couple months later. So it really depends on the timing of this. And I know some people think that production will hold for Karen. I don't think so. To be honest with you, I don't think so. They'll just wait for her to come out and then, maybe start from there. All right. Let me say thank you. Bianca, thank you so much for the super chat. Bianca says, maybe Kay should do Married to Med with Greg. But he's not a doctor, right? He has a nonprofit, but he's not a doctor. I still wouldn't want to see that either. Come on. No. This is a good... Look, I know it's Married to Medicine, but it's still reality television. She doesn't seem good at reality television, or at least with this relationship. Maybe if she parts ways with this... I'm not saying that they should, but I'm saying if they ever end up breaking up, maybe we would actually get to see Kiarna. Tyrese, thank you so much for the super chat. Tyrese says, why don't people like Charisse? I don't mind her. She's rich, socialite, has great kids, and a real friends with the cast. I prefer her over regular Robin. I said the same thing, Tyrese, originally before Charisse made her return. But then Charisse made her return and was kind of a big womp, womp, womp. So I don't think it's necessarily that we didn't like Charisse before. It's that when Charisse made her return, it just didn't translate well. And I met Charisse at the Summer House Martha's Vineyard premiere party, and she was lovely. She's a lovely woman. She's very friendly. I can see why she's a socialite and why she knows everyone. However, when she did return, it didn't land for whatever reason. And again, we're watching an edited show, so I just don't... I think maybe she chose the wrong road. She decided to come after Karen. But again, regular Robin, Charisse, has been telling us about Karen for a long time. Should they return? And it's not as if Charisse has been out of this circle. That's the one thing I can appreciate, is that Charisse literally was just in a photograph with this group along with regular Robin just a couple of weeks ago. So it wouldn't feel insincere. It wouldn't feel forced. Not us giving them ideas. I know production watches. Hey, Lorraine. And it's not just Lorraine. Both production watches. I met them at the premiere party. Yeah, they watch. Okay. All right. Anyways, I thought I turned my notifications off. Why am I getting reminders? He says, I can't with regular Robin. Why? Look, why? Fashion, thank you so much for the super chat. Fashion says, hey, Camp, Nadia from New York City. I love it. Taurus, yay. Isn't it crazy that Mia can call Giselle's kids out their name and it's removed, but Wendy gets attacked and Candace's husband gets accused without proof, and all that got aired? We all have busy lives, and I know especially around the holidays, cooking, cleaning, shopping, returning gifts makes it even busier. So why not make it a lot easier when it comes to preparing your meals in just 2 minutes? Our friends over at Factor Meals are back here again to sponsor today's live recap. And they have actually some good news, especially for those that have New Year's resolutions to lose weight. Ready to optimize your nutrition this year? Factor has chef-made gourmet meals that makes eating, well, easy. They're dietitian approved and ready to heat and eat in 2 minutes so that you can fuel right and feel great no matter what life throws at you. Why not lose up to 8 pounds in 8 weeks with Factor Keto meals based on randomized controlled clinical trial with Factor Keto? Results will vary depending on diet and exercise. And as always, we've gotten you a deal. Eat smart with Factor. Get started at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off and use code Kempire50 off to get 50% off your first box plus free shipping. That's code Kempire50 off at factormeals.com/Kempire50 off to get 50% off plus free shipping on your first box. More information on Factor Meals and your discount will be available in the description. Now let's get back to the show. Well, maybe the reason, look, I'm going to give them grace. Maybe the reason it got edited out was because both Giselle And Mia begged them, allegedly, to have it pulled. Maybe. I don't know if the same was happening behind the scenes with those other instances, but maybe because both sides wanted this pulled and because children were involved. Maybe. I don't know. Giving them grace. Okay? Maybe. Okay. Tanya says, hey, production. Winter says, this is the place to be. That's why. Oh, damn. Tish says, Charisse has no personality or style. I mean, but that seems on par for Potomac, though. So she fits right in. Right? Mr. Melody Magic says, if Shasha and Robin come back, cancel the show. But who's going to hold Karen accountable if Karen comes back next season? The cast? Giselle? Here's the thing. Giselle could easily hold Karen accountable next season, but Giselle is not quick-witted. Giselle is sort of like pre-produced. She, like, a lot of her reads are very planned and some of them fall flat. So I just can't imagine that. She's good for like trying to start stuff, but I just don't know if she can handle Karen. I don't know if she can handle Karen. I don't know if a lot of them can handle Karen, including Shasha and regular Robin. Okay. Well, Mr. Melody Magic says that the law will, in regards to holding Karen accountable. Well, you have a point. You have a point. They already have. Okay? They already have. All right. Let's get into this episode. I can't believe I've been talking this long and we haven't even really gotten into the episode. We were, summarizing some of what we saw in the episode. All right. So at the top of this, we have where we ended, and that was Mia being very upset and concerned because apparently Gordon picked up the children from the babysitter that she had put in place, not Jacqueline's sister, because y'all informed me that Jacqueline's sister's serving time for neglect of another child that she was taking care of. Eesh. Which ended up in a really bad situation. Anyway, we won't get into that. So it wasn't Jacqueline's sister, it was some new babysitter, but maybe they're at Jacqueline's house, and because of Jacqueline's sister's situation, maybe that's the reason why Gordon decided to go pick up the kids and bring them to their original babysitter, the same babysitter that was played her, not played, but was her mom, her mother-in-law, the mother of the bride, because her mom, her biological mom, was in jail at her and Gordon's wedding. When you think about that, it's like, oh. So despite how Mia wants to paint Gordon, I know since then, if you've been following our channel and some of our short content, we let you know that Mia decided to go on social media first to announce that her and Gordon are working on, I guess, co-parenting, and don't know if they're working on a relationship. But she also announced that her and Ink are no longer together. But she's been trying to paint Gordon like he's unstable, that he's having a manic episode, trying to use his mental health against him in the court of public opinion. So in this instance, during filming, when she's trying to paint this new storyline for herself, she says that he's gone to the new babysitter and taken the kids to the old babysitter. So she's saying that I can't get in contact with Gordon. I can't get in contact with the babysitter. So Jacqueline's sitting there by her side. Oh, yeah, it's okay. I know what you're going through. They have a plan. Mia's like, as long as you support me throughout the season, this is in my head, as long as you support me throughout the season, I will make sure that you are on this show. So that's why Mia's there. Jacqueline's there. So Jacqueline ends up calling the babysitter's daughter. Look, we couldn't make out the babysitter's daughter's voice because they disguised it. But based off the voice's inflections, it sounded as if she was like, yeah, of course she's with my mom. She didn't say it like this. But it was the inflection of now we're inflection language, experts. Not only are we body language experts, we're intonation experts, okay? So even with the disguised voice, I could tell the daughter was like, yeah. Why are you guys acting like y'all don't know? Why are you guys acting as if my mother hasn't taken care of your children before? She didn't say any of this, but it was the inflection in her voice that said to me, Mia, you are a damn liar. So Mia, before we even get to that part, Mia is already having a breakdown. She's going to another room to be like, to force out that one tear That one tear that came out her eye. She's like, let me get it out. Because she's like, I don't know where my kids are. And look, normally that would make someone upset and emotional, but I don't believe her. I don't believe her. Aisha says, Kemp, you ain't wrong. Jacqueline is Mia's representative, a spokesperson. But remember, Candace called her the representative. And it's pathetic. She's unemployed or what? Or just wants to be on this platform. Remember, also during the holidays, Jacqueline announced that she's pregnant, but also came out and said, you know, you guys want to call me Love and Hip Hop and talk about how I dress and that I'm broke and blah, 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 blah. And y'all don't know what wealth is. Wealth is this and blah, 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 blah. No, child, we know what wealth is. What you don't understand is that people are calling you Love and Hip Hop, not because of what you're wearing, but because of how you're acting. Okay. On the show. And I love how in this episode, they flash back to so many times, and I didn't even realize it. Now I understand what you guys were seeing in Jacqueline all this time, because she's been the representative for her ever since she's been on this show. Anyways, so Jacqueline ends up calling the babysitter's daughter. And the babysitter's daughter, basically, again, if you paid attention to the tone of, not even just the tone of the voice, but just the inflections of the voice, she was like, yeah. I was like, even the babysitter's daughter is sort of like, why are y'all acting like y'all don't know? And Mia's like, well, your mom is not picking up and Gordon is not picking. But, you know, the fact that I know that they're with her, I feel better now. Mind you, she has not spoken or seen the children. She's not spoken or confirmed anything. She's just confirming from the daughter. So she's like, I feel better now. You know what? I need a shot. Literally, when I saw the first 7 minutes of this episode from before they even, the episode aired last night, I was like, Mia is lying so much this season. She might be worse than Brynn. Or they're equal. I don't know. Because I didn't fall for it. I didn't fall for it from before because she's lied so much. And mind you, this is an edited version of what we know. Can you imagine what the rest of the cast knows? Now I'm starting to understand why Giselle and Ashley are so frustrated with Mia, because there's a lot of inconsistencies and I don't think it's necessarily making sense on the show. Because I think some of us are like, why are they so upset with Mia? But I think there's a lot more, especially now that we know the context that maybe allegedly Mia may have called Giselle's daughters whores. The fact that we know that, and I think someone intentionally leaked that to the blogs, Giselle, somebody, intentionally leaked that to the blogs, it does make you look at the episode differently. Because if we didn't know that element, I think we would look at the episodes like, okay, Mia's lying, but okay, Giselle, you're a little hypocritical because, she said this about your daughters, and Wendy and Candace just gave a look. But no, there's a lot more that was said. But still, people are giving Giselle the side eye because she's like, okay, she called your daughters whores, and you have not given her the same energy that you gave Wendy and Candace. Okay, fine. But after watching season 5 and seeing how Candace and Giselle were close and tight, even Wendy and Giselle were close and tight, and they were like, oh, everyone was surprised at how Giselle embraced Wendy that first season, because she was like, well, I've kind of known Wendy from before, and she's also my soror, and blah, 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 blah. And then you know what happened in season 6, 7, and 8. How quickly things changed. Okay? How quickly things changed. All right? But so Mia quickly shifts. She quickly shifts, and she says that I'm ecstatic that the kids are with your mom. And then Mia says in her confession, like, her mom was my, the mother of the bride. And mind you, you knew this before, who they were with. I can understand maybe you're still concerned because you haven't heard from them, but you knew who this is with, who they were with. So now all of a sudden you hear from the daughter and you're okay with it. Okay. Amit says production leaked it, or else last night's episode wouldn't have made sense. That's also very possible, but I wouldn't put it past one of the housewives leaking it too. Who knows? You just never know, but I wouldn't put it past production either. Okay. So Jacqueline hugs Mia and she's like, I know you're going through a lot and no one else knows what you're going through but me. You are giving single white female, Jacqueline, especially this season. She's hugging Mia. She's like, I know what you're going through and no one else knows what you're going through but me. I know the rest of the group doesn't know. What is going on? Weirdo behavior, but it makes complete sense. These two have known each other for a very long time and have been, quote, best friends. It makes complete sense that she is a weirdo, okay? But that, I understand me. No one else in this group understands you but me. Okay. No one else in the group understands you but me. Scary. Okay. All right, so the group is gathering together. Hold on. I don't want to skip anything. Okay, so Kay gives an update. The group is in the sprinter. Kay gives an update on her relationship with Greg. We found out that she met Greg a month after he got a divorce. I mean, I guess, look, we don't know the dynamic of Greg's marriage and how long they were separated they're in Maryland, right? So don't you have to be separated a year before you can actually get a divorce? So maybe, because I was thinking immediately, like, damn, was this a rebound relationship for him? But look, they've been together for 2 years, so not necessarily. So apparently, we already knew that they were building a house together. At this particular point, they've been living together 90 days. So she's talking to the group. I think they wanted in this episode to give Kay her moment. She's a full-time housewife. Remember that information came out last minute that she became full-time. So I think they're trying to piecemeal and make her have these moments in order for people. Because if she was a friend of, they wouldn't need to add these moments. So she looked like she was excited to talk, but it felt so produced. Even Karen asking Kay about their situation, it's sort of like, okay, we have to, ask Kay about her relationship. Do they really care? Probably not. So Kay talks about her relationship, blah, 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 blah. One of the things, because, we did a recap with Layla Lynn and Grace Report, and they were talking about this relationship, and they gave me a new perspective on Kay's dynamic with Greg. And she talks about she's more in a routine lifestyle with him. She says in this confessional, it's good for me. Oh, it's good for me. And I said, oh. So I don't know if Kay is in this relationship because it's something that she's in love with this person. She's passionate about this person. It feels as if because she's making a certain type of money. She's a business owner. She's on this show. She feels as if she has to have a certain person, a certain lifestyle, a certain routine. And I'm like, but is that what you want? Or do you want the drug dealer from Baltimore? I'm asking. I have to say that stood out to me. She's like, it's good for me. Oh, okay. But look, in all fairness, I know quite a few people, including some of y'all, that get into relationships that you believe that you do because your parents feel like this is the type of guy you should be with. So I'm wondering if that's what Kay is doing in this situation. And to be honest with you, the fact that I talk this much about Kay is my service to Kay and the rest of the world at this particular point. Because honestly, I really don't care. and I know you don't care. So let's move on. So also they talk about in the sprinter, Ray told Giselle that Karen gave him a list of things that he needs to do, I guess, to make up to her. Look, Karen, these scenes now are definitely falling flat for a lot of us because poor Ray, yes, and I'm going to say poor Ray, at 70-something years old, got out of his bed on whatever night of the week that was. And poor thing is dealing with the police and dealing with your drunk self being belligerent to the police. I feel for him. And the fact that you this season want to blame him for why you got into the accident and now he has to do all of these things. And look, I don't know. Ray could have done some things that we don't even know about. And some people might say it's the finances. Okay, that was years ago at this particular point. Either divorce or figure it out. So Ray's got to do a couple of things for her. He's got to open the door for me. He's got to, sometimes, is he going down to the village? He's going down to the village. Have you unretired your mouth? No, he still's got some more important things that he needs to do for me. I don't know what Karen has on Ray or what Ray did to Karen, the fact that Ray is so loyal to her, but I don't get it. I don't get it. The fact that Ray has been able to play along with this dynamic, I don't know what it is. Okay. Paula says it's giving alibis. Deborah says justice for Ray. Poor Ray. You know what I need to do? I need to get Ray's laugh on the soundboard because this laugh makes me giggle. Anyone else? Anytime we hear Ray Huger laugh, oh, he's so funny to me. He's so funny. Anyways, so they talk about the things that Karen wants from Ray. And then, of course, Karen says in her confessional, she's like, I think we're a little too old to be talking about slobbing the knob and things like that. Giselle confesses like, I slobbed the knob. Okay. Fine. Ew. Don't need to see that or hear that from Giselle. All right. So Jacqueline, in another conversation to Ashley, tells about Mia's drama from earlier in the day. So Ashley's like, wait, sidebar. I wrote this down because I wanted to talk about this. So Ashley's confessional with the dark brown hair and like the burgundy. I think that's faux fur. I don't think that's real fur. Ashley's tacky. But why does Ashley's wig feel expensive but cheap at the same time? And I'm thinking it's because she's kind of giving little Kim with the fur. Like she's trying to give rich, but then the wig doesn't seem rich. I don't know. It just feels like everything in Ashley's confessionals feel cheap. But in that particular confessional, it was like she's kind of giving cheap, but at the same time expensive, but I know it's not. Okay. Right? Danielle says, Karen is lying. Ray is of a certain age. He's been open. He was born opening the door. I thought that was a lie too. I was just like, Ray Huger is not opening the door for you. I felt like I'm sure they could do a whole compilation. Okay, editors, I know you watch. Post-production. Can we get a montage of Ray Huger opening the door for Karen Huger at the reunion? Just asking. Okay. Mama Allie says, maybe it's a Temu wig. Amit says, that describes Ashley to a T. What did we refer to as cheap before we had Temu? Just say, do people still order from Temu? I'm sure people do, right? You order from Temu? I don't. I did one time and I was like, never again. Never again. First of all, it takes forever, especially when you're part of the prime life and you're used to getting things really quickly. I was like, Temu's taking like 3 weeks in a day. No, never again. Okay, moving on. So Ashley says in this conversation, because Jacqueline's updating her on the drama with Gordon, Ashley says, I don't understand how Mia is so calm. She says, if it was me, I would be frantic. I would need, Kmart, damn. Mama, it says Kmart, damn. But Ashley says, I don't know how Mia's so calm. If it was me, I would need to see my children. I would need to hear from them. And then I was like, you know what? Ashley brings up a really good point. Again, for me, it just solidifies that Mia be lying. Because why aren't you, more concerned? Or the fact that you did not see or hear from your kids. Like that phone call from the daughter, not a family member, not from your mom saying, I heard from the kids, from the babysitter's daughter. That made you okay. So Ashley finds that to be peculiar. I agree. Look, I agree. So the ladies get to town and they're walking the streets and this man flirts with Wendy and she's like, the Godiva goddess is goddessing everywhere. I will say this. I've seen quite a few videos about women in Central and South America, Black women, that they said that's probably some of the best places and most celebrated places Black women can be. I've seen quite a few videos. I'm not saying that's fact, but quite a few travel influencers, Black women that have gone to places like Colombia and Panama City. They say you would be shocked at how Black women are treated in these countries. Like they're treated well. So I thought it was interesting. We saw multiple times that they're beautiful women, despite some of the tacky fashions, not Dr. Wendy Asefo. And then when I watched Dr. Wendy's first season in season 5 to see how far she's come, not just from her fashion, but whatever work she did, it was subtle, but perfect work, because I saw the difference from her first season to what we saw in Panama. I was like, Dr. Wendy looks good. She looks good. So I'm not surprised that the man on the street was like, hey, hola. Gigi says that I'm visiting. I'm just saying, like, look. Deborah says, Wendy's beautiful. Her body is on point. Yeah, like, that's some good work. Like, she didn't overdo it with the work. Whatever she did, it was just, like, perfect. It was like her mommy makeover. She looks good. And the fashion is definitely giving. Okay. So the women go shopping. Karen says she wants to buy something for Wendy and her daughter as a thank you, because, they're saying that Wendy's been a great host. Then I thought to myself, the fact that Giselle was one of the people to shop for the gifts, I wasn't surprised that the gift was tacky. Anyways, Mia tells Ashley what happened with Gordon and how Gordon was in Martha's Vineyard. And Ashley's like, what? And so Ashley says, I woke up this morning because the night before you called Giselle's daughter whores, allegedly. She didn't say that, but I'm just saying this is what I don't know. But now Ashley says that she doubled down on what she said about Giselle's kids. So she was like, she woke up feeling a type of way about Mia. And she said that Mia didn't seem remorseful about those things. So Mia says in this moment while they're shopping, she's like, I don't give an F about that right now. I'm going through a lot in my life, and I don't give an F about that right now. So Ashley's like, I don't know how to show up for you. So after watching season 5, and this is sort of in Ashley's playbook of things that she says. So although I don't agree with Mia, and I think Mia is a liar, I feel as if Ashley saying, I don't know how to show up for you, or Ashley trying to be supportive of someone, that doesn't land genuine for me either. But she says to her, like, I don't know how to show up for you. Mia says, then don't. So Kiarna and Stacey are just like, they're confused, and they're like, this is not the time to be coming at Mia. Fine. So Ashley leaves the store. She leaves the store. She says being friends with Mia is exhausting. And honestly, she's not lying. But I kind of feel the same about you, Ashley. I feel like being friends with you might be exhausting as well, but probably just different. You know what I mean? Based off the show, again, in real life, she might be lovely. But based off the show, it feels like being friends with Ashley would be exhausting too. But I also do believe that being friends with Mia would be exhausting because she lies so damn much. And I know a lot of you are assuming that Mia will not return next season because you've said so. I don't think so. I think Mia will return next season, unfortunately. But she's a hard watch. Just because she returns next season doesn't mean that she will be the central focus, especially with everything going on with Karen. But we shall see. We shall see. Ariana, thank you so much for the super chat. Ariana says, I'm mad at Mia for making Ashley sound reasonable. I know. But honestly, I think after watching season 5 yesterday and then seeing some of the verbiage from Ash, I'm like, you say this stuff all the time, but I never see it in your action. But maybe it's the action behind the scenes. Okay? Exactly. DB says, Ashley is a friend to no one, just like Mia. So when she says, I don't know how to show up for you, I feel like you've said this before to other people and you really don't show up as a friend. You did show up for Monique, though, when you wrote that letter, that letter in court for her character letter in court. You did show up then, but I think the reason why you showed up then was because Monique showed up for you in regards to maybe suppressing footage from the home about Michael pinching someone's booty. Allegedly, we don't know. Okay. All right. Anyways, we're going to move on from there. Guys, if you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. It is a members only live chat. I forgot to mention that at the top of this. So, we do this at least once a month, sometimes twice, and we do our members only live. Become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. teamkempire.com/join. All right. All right. Shout out to our members. We appreciate your monthly support as well. Okay. So, Wendy says that Giselle is wait. It's because they had a separate conversation in the store because the group were separated. So Wendy was with Giselle and Karen, and she says to Giselle, "You're better than me because I would have cleared the table." Again, these scenes are landing different because we know what allegedly Mia said about Giselle's daughters. So this again made it seem. I think if we didn't know that this possibly happened, Wendy saying, "I'm like, well, I mean, no, I guess depending on the person, regardless, you're going to feel a way if someone's talking about your kids or insinuating something about your kids. But even more so if they called your kids, a whore." Okay? So Wendy tells Giselle, says like, "You're better than me because I would have cleared the whole table if someone spoke about my children that way." So the group goes off for a rum tasting, all right, at Mendinga. Okay. They go for a rum tasting and, Stacy says she missed her roommate. So Wendy has to, throw in a dig. "Well, your roommate got me this gift. It was unprompted, got me this gift." So Stacy looks hurt. Stacy's cute. I really do enjoy Stacy. Even if her storyline with TJ is fake, I still enjoy her. I think she's funny. I think she's quirky. She seems to be able to navigate, everyone in the group. And like I said before, for me, she's the Palo Santo of the group. She really is. Okay. All right. All right. What do I want to talk about in this scene? Because I don't want to talk about everything. All right. So Kay ends up giving Wendy a gift as well for the Happy Eddie, ganja. Okay. Jacqueline, because they're taking sips of this different rums, and Jacqueline makes a joke about Karen drinking. Well, she's like, "Oh, she can drink. She's not driving." My thing is, look, yes, what Karen did was wrong, but making a joke about this, especially if you're trying to get into a better place with Karen, just didn't seem right. And look, every time I watch this episode in this scene, it's hard not to see what we saw from the body cam footage because it looks exactly like the same wig that Karen was wearing, fighting for its life to stay on her head. Okay, but it looks like she intentionally wears that wig in order for it to stay that far back, but fine. Okay, fine. Okay. Karen says that she then makes a comment in regards to everyone talking about her not drinking and her being sober. She says she doesn't have to be sober. She says she just doesn't want to drink around them, which she hasn't done a lot. Remember, again, watching season 5, they're talking about Karen's drinking and how she doesn't drink around the group. And Giselle back then says she doesn't want to drink around us because the last time she drank around us, she told us a lot of stuff. Okay? About how she doesn't like Ray Huger's situation down there. Okay? But then she says, and it did make me laugh, but again, when you watch the body cam footage, it just lands differently now. It lands differently. So Karen says, she's like, "Girl, who said I'm sobriety?" So she's, again, in this particular moment, in this confessional, after her DUI arrest, says that she doesn't have a problem with alcohol. Clearly you do. Again, this is not her first DUI. Word on the street, it's not her second either. Or her third. Might be her fourth. Allegedly. So Karen says, who said I'm sobriety? We wish you sobriety in 2025, Karen. We do. We really, really do. And this is also going back to people saying, "Oh, I don't know if Karen deserves jail time." Again, I implore the courts to take a look at the other courts. Because if this is not her second and it's more, you got to teach her a lesson. You've got to teach her a lesson. Candace, thank you so much for being a member for 34 months. And thank you for my Christmas card. Candace says, "I'll see you in DMV," right, Candace? 100% agree with Wendy. Giselle was way too calm for me. I don't play about my son. And again, it goes back to the comparisons on how Giselle was so crunk with Wendy and Candace for making a look or making a face versus how she's treating the Mia situation. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for the super chat. Miss Esquire says, "Too many times these women think weaponizing Karen's behavior equals holding her accountable. It is not the same. There's compassion in accountability." All right. And that's for Jacqueline trying to make a joke about the whole Karen drinking stuff. All right. a lot happens in this scene that I just want to cover. So the group, while they're drinking, plays this imitation game. I don't know about you. I saw the clip, the preview of them playing the imitation game, and I was like, it wasn't funny. Yeah, it was interesting to see some of the things that they all say repeatedly all the time, but at the same time, I was like, this is not funny. She mimicked Stacy, then she mimicked Mia with Mia in the bottle. Then Jacqueline mimicked Karen. Stacy mimics. The best part for me was when Stacy mimicked Ashley, because if you go look at Ashley's TikToks, Stacy's movements were on par. For me, that was my favorite mimic, my favorite imitation. But to be honest with you, like this whole little, and this is what they do with Housewives, let's play a game, it didn't land for me. I was just like, this feels stupid. This feels stupid. But okay. So Kay then talks about, because they were talking about, oh no, this was also funny, Giselle, and how Giselle will be like, yeah, and then not ever complete her thought or her sentence. Then Kay talks about her going on her first trip with Greg. Okay. I was going to wait for DC to talk about this tea, but we're going to talk about it here. Okay. Because my DMV sources are deep in the DMV. Okay. So Kay talks about her traveling with Greg for the very first time, blah, blah, blah. We don't care. Sorry, Kay. We don't. So Giselle decides to talk about how, she didn't say how long ago, but from word on the street, according to my sources, this trip was a long time ago, like decades ago. So she talked about how a man left her in Puerto Rico, right? She says she made him come back and pay before he left the trip. And she said they just weren't vibing on this trip. She claims that before he left, she told him to pay the bill. And she says to this day, that man wants her. First of all, we're body language experts. I implore you to go back and watch Giselle tell this story. Giselle looks off to the side. Giselle was lying, because literally my DMV sources hit me up and was like, that's not how that went down. Yes, they went to Puerto Rico together. This happened many years ago. That man is now married to someone else. And this is a close source to the situation, okay? And they knew of this story. So when Giselle brought it up, they were like, that's not how that went down, Giselle. So apparently the man did, in fact, leave Giselle in Puerto Rico. However, this person's family, I believe it was the father, told him, no, you can't do that, because the family is like, they're well established in the DMV. I'm not going to go into names, and we're not mentioning names. The father was like, no, you need to go pay. It wasn't Giselle that made that man pay after leaving her in Puerto Rico. It was his family. It was the family. But again, after watching this, even before I found this information out, I was like, based off of Giselle's body language, and we've seen Giselle before, I was like, yeah, Giselle is not telling us the truth. And I know a lot of the times we say Mia be lying, but so does Giselle. So Giselle was like, yeah, he left me in Puerto Rico, but before he left, we weren't vibing each other. We just didn't like each other. Okay? I made him pay. Word on the street, no, she didn't. His father made him pay. Father made him pay. This situation happened decades ago. The man has since moved on. And I'm not saying the man doesn't still want Giselle. But the man is married. The man is married. Why is Giselle always lying? Oh, speaking of Giselle lying, watching season 5, that's the season where she brought Pastor Holy Whore on the show and was pretending like they were in a relationship. Again, if you watch that season, maybe that's why I'm watching Giselle in the confessional for this week, and I'm like, you're lying. The same way that she was lying to us about Pastor Jamal. She was lying about that Puerto Rico situation. Yes, she did get left in Puerto Rico. She did not make that man pay for it. His family did, because they didn't want to be embarrassed, allegedly. Look, I feel like the DMV show is going to have a lot of tea spread. So if you look, I'm really good about not telling you what happens at these Kempire After Dark live shows. So if you're in the DMV, I know it's a crazy week, but you don't want to miss this show because tea might be shared there as well. Okay? All right. Go get your tickets today. More information is available in the description. And then, of course, we're returning to New York City on Friday, February 21st. Go get your tickets for that. There is a live stream option for the New York City show, but don't let this cold weather keep you in the house if you're in the tri-state area. And that means for New Jersey, that means for Connecticut. Look, we had people flying in from Texas for our New York City show. So come on, it's going to be a good time. And again, there'll be stuff shared there and experience there that won't be shared on the live stream. Right? Okay. Okay. Let me see. Thank you so much. I love my kids for the super chat. Love my kids says she is cute, classy, smart, and kind. Wait. Funny each episode. Mia earned her check every episode. She lives in her truth over and over. Jacqueline, is that you? Jacqueline, this is getting very awkward. Jacqueline. Get off of my life. Okay. Jacqueline says she is cute. She is cute, classy. Classy? Mia and classy in the same sentence? Or the same thought? She is cute, classy, smart, and kind. Funny each episode. Mia earns her check every episode. She lives in her truth over and over. Actually, this sounds like Mia, because Mia might be on that level of delusion. Damn, Mia, you watching, girl? Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey, Mia. I'm so glad you decided to go back to the brunette, the black hair. So much. It's so much better. I don't know why this season you wanted to go blonde. Maybe you wanted to be with the new member of the Green Eye Bandits. I'm so glad you went back to your black hair. Okay? All right. Mia wants to be called Stacy now. Okay, Mia. Miss Esquire, thank you so much for another super chat. Miss Esquire says, you think I would get on television, say a man left me outside the night? Wait, nifty 50? Again, people tell the internet things I'd lie to Jesus about. Because she wanted, but you see how Giselle tried to spin the story. I made him pay before he left. She didn't realize that people know people. Because honestly, if that tea didn't come from me, I just would have been like, Giselle, you're lying, based off of your body language. Only for that tea to come to me, and I was like, wait, what? Mind you, the tea came to me before I even saw it. I was like, what? Huh? Wait, huh? What? Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. Let me take a sip. Mm-hmm. Don't forget, guys, you can hear a podcast version of our live recaps and special episodes on the Kempire podcast. Subscribe today. And while you're doing that, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating. Shout out to those of you that have already given us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And I've also been seeing some of your comments on Spotify, which is a really cool feature. I love that because it's better than, hearing your comments on Twitter. I can see some of your comments on Spotify. So if you haven't already, be sure to give us a 5-star rating. All right. Oh, yeah. And my cookies are on the way. My sprinkle cookies by Melissa Gorga are on the way. I think they're going out today. Mm-hmm. And I will be doing a live review. And I'm going to be very honest. I mean, I've heard good things, but I will be the judge. So stay tuned for that. All right. So Ashley brings up Mia and Jacqueline sharing ink. So I did not expect that at this tasting that we'd be talking about another situation where Mia and Jacqueline had been intimate with the same guy. Only for us to find out from Jacqueline, it was more than just one guy. Mia wants to deny that it was Ink. She's like, well, no, Ink, but Ink maybe gave Jacqueline some foreplay because we all took a shower together. And they're flashing back to moments where Jacqueline and Mia been flirtatious and taking showers together and things like that. That's a weird situation. That is a very weirdo situation. So they've shared more than one peen. Okay? And Jacqueline didn't even know how to handle the questioning of that. Okay. She's now broken up with Ink. But we already knew that Ink tried to flirt with Jacqueline, only for us to find out, well, maybe something went down. He's definitely seen Jacqueline without her clothes on because they were in the shower together. So she's like, maybe there was some foreplay. No, there was definitely more than just that. Ew, like, and look, and this is no judgments. Grown adults, do what you want to do. However, I haven't done this with any of my friends where we have shared people. Look, I've been friends with people that have dated people that I've dated, but not to the point where it's like intermingling, like while we're dating at the same time. You know what I mean? So I'm just sort of like, and like, is this still ongoing? Again, who is the father of Jacqueline's baby? Is it Mia? Or is it Ink? I mean, it's worth having the conversation based off of this episode. It's worth having the conversation because now I'm actually like, oh, it could be someone else's baby. It might not be PP's. Is Mia still in the live chat? Stacy, are you still here? What do you know? You know what I mean? Okay. Anyways, guys, we have almost 1,900 of you watching on multiple platforms, and we have shout out to those of you watching on Twitch and Twitter. Hold on, let me see something because I see we have a comment. A regular Robin fan is in here. Okay. Oh no. Someone on Cecilia on Twitter says the Robin hate is real. Not sure why mostly Black people hate an educated Black woman so much. It's odd. You all like, batterers, I think you wanted to say? Batterers, Monique, and drunks, Karen, but hate Robin. Sigh. Oh, Robin, you're pretending to be an attorney now? Lord. Oh, Twitter. Okay. Shout out to everyone watching on Twitter. We appreciate you guys being here as well. Okay. Oh, Twitter. Oh, damn. Dainty Bella says word on the Twitter streets is not PPs. Well, the Twitter streets aren't the most reliable either. Okay. Twitter streets are not the most reliable. But at this particular point, based off of this week's episode, it would not shock me that the baby might be someone else's and not PP's. And again, could it be Ink? Could it be Mia's? I don't know. Justin says, Robin hates herself more than we can. I mean, look. Miss Squire says, Robin, get off the curb. Oh, my God. Winter says, Kev, you got me cracking up at the cubicle. Anyone else in the office? Or is it just you in the office today, Winter? Cubicle life. Ariana says, what is going on today? Potomac is Potomacing. Okay. All right. Let me move on because I know some of you want to call in and share your thoughts. So let me actually drop the call-in link for our members first. It is a members-only live chat, but I'm going to drop this on the community tab here on YouTube, guys. If you haven't liked the video already, that will make it quicker for me to drop the call link in the general live chat so that you guys can call in and share your thoughts. Happy New Year. I know people have stopped already saying Happy New Year, but I'm going to say it all month long. It's January 6th. Oh, I forgot. I'm going to keep saying it, though. So I'm going to drop the call-in link. I'm going to drop the call-in link first for our senior royals because, they pay more a month. Call-in link. There we go. Right. And we have like 1,900 of you watching. So I'm going to drop the call-in link for you guys at how many likes? Oh, no. We need to get to at least 700 likes. There's almost 2,000 of you watching. At least 700 likes. Okay. I mean, we should have at least 1,000, but I'll give you 700. All right. Team Kempire members are going to drop the call link for you guys as well, along with our Royal Court members. The link has been dropped on the Kempire YouTube community tab. For those that are watching on TikTok, thank you so much for watching here. Keep tapping your screens. Let's get to, we're not even at 10,000 like TikTok. Really? Nelly says on TikTok, Robin is back. No, we were just talking about Robin earlier. All right. Mr. Melamash said, y'all, his name is Juan Darby. I'm telling you, after watching season 10 and Michael Darby talking about Juan, it's like, oof. Oof. Ariana said 900. Ooh. The members are like, no, y'all got to work for this. You're right. They should, right? Nita says DMV's first snowfall. Is it your first? We got some snow up here around Christmas. All right. All right. But members, we dropped the call link for you guys. Maybe I will wait till 900 likes for the general chat because it is our members day here on the Kempire channel. If you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know how you would rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac and what you thought of the episode and what you thought about what I've said and what the callers will say. Okay. All right. Let me move on. All right. Was there anything else that I want? Okay, no. So they're in the Sprinter. The women changed in the restaurant. Wendy's making them work. I don't know how you guys felt about that. Took them about an hour to change in the 2-stall bathroom. Fine. Mia is on the phone, on FaceTime with Ink, talking about making a stop in Atlanta. And the group was just like, Mia, go home with your children. That's when we find out her oldest son, Joshua. Remember, we've been asking, where's Joshua? We've seen him before, and we haven't seen him at all this season. Well, apparently Joshua's in Atlanta. And she's like, I'm going to go to Atlanta. But what they don't know is that, my eldest son, we do know you have an eldest son. My eldest son, Joshua, is in Atlanta. So it's making me think that they decided maybe her baby's father, Joshua's father, decided that he didn't want him on the show anymore and moved him down to Atlanta. Because remember, Mia's life has been topsy-turvy, moving from one rental to the next, going through what she's been going through on this show, having this weird relationship with Ink. So I don't think that she's going to Atlanta to be with Joshua. I think she's going to Atlanta clearly for a booty call with Ink. Okay? But she wants to make us believe that that's the reason she's going to Atlanta. Okay? Mia makes a comment because Stacey's on FaceTime with TJ, and she's like, put your pecs away. He's like, you put your pecs away. She's like, these are breasts. They're not pecs. Stacey says, she's just like, I don't see TJ a lot without his shirt on, and it's distracting. Oh, God, Mia. Oh, damn. Look, one thing I'm going to give TJ, he definitely takes care of his body. If you remember the episode from Sister, he's always taking care of his body. I mean, he's aged in an interesting way, but he definitely still takes care of his body. Okay? Do me a favor, Stacey. You will return next season, but please do not bring TJ with you. Please do not bring TJ with you. Not interested. It's weird. And it got even weirder with the way that he did not respect you at Dr. Wendy Acefo's party. I hate the fact that he keeps denying your beautiful self all the time and trying to put it's because of his religion. It's not because of his religion. I don't know what it's for, but these red pride flags keep slapping us in the face, and I don't want that for you. Okay? All right. So they end up having this group dinner. And guys, don't forget, we will be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern. We will be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern to recap Married to Medicine. I'm not excited about it. I'm excited to talk about it with you guys, but after watching the episode for a second time, I'm like, We'll talk about it, though. We'll talk about it. That will be at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. PST. Okay? All right, so make sure that you guys set your reminders for that live recap later today. All right, so Stacey asks Kay about the court case situation. So Stacey reveals that she's also suing Deborah, you remember, for that brawl from last season. She's suing her civilly, but the state has brought their own charges against Deborah. Do we have an update on that? Do we know what's going on with that? I'm sure they'll talk about this at the reunion. Are they still pursuing charges against Deborah? We do see for the preview for next week that Deborah is countersuing Kierna for $71 million. Here's the thing, because even Giselle says to Kierna, I was like, she doesn't have anything, right? And Kay's like, she'll figure it out. I just don't know if it's worth it, because the legal fees alone, is it worth it? And I get it. What she went through, she's got a scar. She was embarrassed I don't know if she was embarrassed, but she might say that she's embarrassed legally in order to get something. And look, I don't know what Deborah has. I don't know what Deborah's family has. I don't know what Deborah's husband has. But Kiana wants to pursue it. And Kiana seems dead set on pursuing it. Look, it's her right. I just don't know if it's worth it legally. This is why sometimes these folks settle. Or maybe Kiana's hoping that that's what Deborah will do. But sometimes people settle just so they don't incur thousands and thousands, sometimes millions of dollars in court fees. Not saying that's millions of dollars here. I just don't know if it's worth it. So she gives the update on that. And Kay says that, she'll figure it out. All right. So Wendy says that Giselle and Karen, because she's seeing Giselle order for Karen, she said they operate like a 50-year-old couple. And then I have to remind myself, Giselle is a Virgo, Karen is a Taurus, 2 earth signs. So I could see how they operate. This is why I said, I know I come hard on Virgos, but I probably would date a Virgo because it's a very similar personalities. I know it doesn't seem that way, but this is probably part of the reason why Karen gets so irked by Giselle, because Virgos have irking personalities. But she's ordering for Karen. But look, I don't mind that. Yeah, order for me. Fine. You know what I want. Less things for me to do. Okay. Mia recalls what happened. Wait. Oh, Mia retells what happened earlier in the day in regards to her kids to the group. Wendy says, and this is Wendy reacting to what Mia has described, because we all have said it. Based on what Mia is describing about manic episodes from Gordon, Wendy's really concerned. She's like, based on what you're saying, are you sure that he should be around the kids or the kids should be around Gordon? And Mia, I can't even remember exactly what Mia's response was, but I think she, for a second there, was like, I might be taking this too far. Because that is a real concern. You're talking about him having manic episodes and you don't feel uncomfortable with him around the kids if these episodes are not being dealt with appropriately? Because Mia's lying. Mia is lying. So Giselle decides to bring up Mia doubling down on what she said. It was a weird way that they brought this up because Giselle said that Karen mentioned how Mia doubled down. Mind you, Giselle was also at this dinner. So it feels like, the OGs had a conversation and you need to react bigger because, Mia did double down and you had such a big reaction last season with Candace and Wendy. So it kind of felt like that Giselle felt like she needed to have a bigger reaction because of what happened previously. So Karen, I wrote that down. So Mia apparently apologized to Giselle off camera. She was like, yeah, you apologized to me off camera, but why didn't you apologize to me in the moment? So this is when Jacqueline decides to chime in and trying to defend Mia. And Mia's just kind of looking like this, looking at Jacqueline I'm like, it's just giving Mia's bodyguard, Mia's representative. Why can't Mia speak for herself? Okay. And then it's funny because Giselle literally starts screaming at Jacqueline, stop. And then they highlight all the times that Jacqueline did this last season. And I was like, oh, shoot, you guys are right. I forgot. So they tell her to stop because Jacqueline is trying to defend Mia. And Mia then says, I just want to be liberated. And she's just like, I don't want to be around a bunch of miserable women. And they were like, we're not miserable. Stacey in her confession is like, I'm not miserable. Okay. Stacey also says in her confessional about because this is when Dr. Wendy Asafo brought up, these 613 blonde girls, these 613 girls are something else. So Stacey's like, what's 613? I was thinking the same thing. I don't know about you guys, but some of you probably understand it because you deal with wigs and hair color and all that stuff. These 613 girls, did you guys pay attention to Giselle's face when Wendy was saying this? Go back and watch it, and then we'll talk about it. Go back and watch Giselle's face when Wendy was saying this. And Wendy explains what it is. 613 is the shade of blonde that Mia's wearing, and I guess Karen wears, and sometimes Giselle wears it. Stacey, in her confession, she's just like, Mia needs to go back. The only person that can wear 613 is Karen. She said Mia needs to go back to being a brunette. And honestly, I can agree with her. And literally, we see in the confessionals this week, Mia returns back to her black hair. And we've seen this on social media. All right. This is when Karen tries to be the voice of reason. And let me tell you something. What she said was correct. However, Karen being the voice of reason, especially after what we've seen and literally watching season 5 and Karen being the voice of reason, I'm just like, no, Karen, until you take your own accountability, you can never say anything to me or anyone else in this group. Until you take your own accountability, you are not going to be the voice of reason for me, personally. Look, Ms. Parker says, I had no idea what 613 meant. See? Okay. Oh, Seven says, yes, I did. Giselle gave Wendy a mean old nasty look. Go back and look again. No, I can't even give editing the blame here because we're watching the scene where Wendy is talking about these 613 girls and you see Giselle's face. There is no camera trick. We see it all happening in the moment. So it wasn't a camera trick. Just saying. All right. If you're a member of the channel, we did drop the call. Oh, the members. it's packed backstage. All right, members. As always, the callers do not represent the opinion. The callers' opinions do not represent the opinions of myself, the Kempire LLC, or our sponsors. All right. They are calling in of their own free will and agreed to not use profanity and to respect the timer so that we can get to all of the callers because I gotta go. I gotta go, not rewatch. I have to watch some of the Married to Medicine before we recap it at 4 p.m. Eastern. But if you're part of the replay crew, be sure to let us know how you would rate this week's episode of the Real Housewives of Potomac, your thoughts on the episode, and anything else you want to share in regards to what I said, what the callers have said, all of that good stuff. And again, thank you to our members for their monthly support. Some of you have been members for the last couple of weeks. You were gifted memberships from people like Miss Brooklyn Diamond. We appreciate everyone becoming members. I hope you will stay a while. Shout out to those of you that have been members for the last year, 2 years, 3 years. We appreciate your support as well. All right. And don't forget to say thank you to our King's Guards for always holding us down in the live chat as well. Let's get to our callers because I see everyone is waiting behind the scenes patiently. Callers, 1 second. Let me just put up my disclaimer because I know I said it, but I'm going to put it up. Okay. All right. Just in case people joined and did not hear it. All right. Miss Esquire is backstage. We're going to bring her up first. Miss Esquire, what's going on?
Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, how are you? Happy New
I'm good.
Year.
I got to get off of here real quick because I'm supposed to be starting a call for work, but this was more important.
Oh.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
agree.
But Happy New Year.
You
I'm so
too.
happy these children are going back to school so I can fool la around with you. I'm going to say with Kiana, I'm going to start probably from the beginning and go a little bit back. With Kiana, with this lawsuit, I usually will tell my clients, listen, don't spend no money about the principle of the matter. Please spend money on a lawsuit if the money that you can get on the end or at least the judgment you can get on the end is worth it to you. But I do understand for some people, it's like, listen, it really is about the principle of the matter. It really is about the fact that this woman caused me serious bodily injury and I need it to be known that she is that kind of person and I need her to feel some of the consequences of that action. So I think you're right. It probably is, the juice is probably not worth the squeeze here in terms of the financials, but just sometimes people need that closure, especially if you're not going to get accountability or apologies from the person, which it doesn't seem. I tried to look it up in the Maryland Superior Court and the D.C. Superior Court. I can't find the criminal matter against Deborah, but if anybody else can, if they'll put it in the chat, I'll look up the details of it. But I couldn't find a pending criminal matter.
Yeah.
So, and then the other thing I want to say real quick is Giselle
Go take
really
your time because you gave us
me.
you did some homework for us. Go take your time.
Yeah. Well, Giselle really surprised me by saying to Kiana, like when she brought up the fact that she's suing Deborah, like, oh, is that still a thing? And I'm like, Giselle, you hold on to a grudge, like you hold on to bad fashions from the 90s. I don't know why you surprised that this girl is not let this go. That just seemed really, really insensitive to me and showed me that sometimes Giselle just be talking. Like there's times where she's very, very aware that the camera's on and she's performing and producing. And there are other times, like with the 613 and other things that we see, where Giselle is she's not clocked in at all and aware of how she comes across. So that was just a really disappointing look. But I'm going to get off of here because everybody else got something to say and I need to start a meeting. So I'm going to come back with the replay crew.
Okay. Thank you so much for calling in, Miss Esquire. Take care.
Bye. Happy New Year.
You too. Yeah, I had to give her extra time because she was adding legal expertise, okay? All right. Our legal opinion, not advice, okay? All right, but everyone else respect the timer. All right. Delon is backstage. We're going to bring Delon up next. Delon, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you doing?
I'm well. How are you?
I'm good. Happy New Year.
You
I
too.
just want to say, Giselle, I knew it was a matter of time before she was going to revert to her old ways. Because why are you defending Deborah? I feel like Ashley and Giselle have something that might come up because of that, because I feel like they had something to do with her being there. And Ashley, I feel like she really had a hand in her acting the way she did because in the editing and in the TMZ clip, Candace's back was turned to Deborah. So it feels like it was intentional that she was doing all of that. So yes, and with Karen, I can't watch her anymore. It's just sad to see her act the way she is. And Mia is a horrible mother. Period. Point blank. I would not, and I would understand why her son is not living with her because I would not want a diabolical parent like that. Because if you really need a check like that, clock in. Leave the show. Thank you.
Thank you, Delon. Take care. All right. We're going to get to the next caller. Tyler's backstage. Tyler, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac? Tyler?
Hi, Kempire. So I'm going to say this. Some callers may not like what I have to say, but I will say this. I'm 100% on Candace's side as far as it goes to Giselle. But I do want to remember, Wendy was so quick to forgive Mia for throwing a drink in her face. Even when they had that event at the gym, when people were trying to get them to talk and things like that, Wendy just went and grabbed Mia instead of Nneka and all those type of things. So Wendy does the same dismissive stuff too. But I do like Wendy and I do get her point. Last but not least, Kiana, goodbye. I don't understand why you're on this show. I don't understand it. I am so disappointed in Karen this season. Like, to know what really took place and to see the lack of accountability. And sidebar, Robin ate her up on their podcast. I listened to it, so no one else had to. And Giselle was kind of defending Karen a little bit, saying she feels bad for Ray and Raven. But she was kind of saying that Karen needs to be held responsible. But Robin was saying, I'm not shocked by who this person is. We've seen this person for years. She's always done this. Yes, it's on Bravo TV, one of those little blogs. But yeah, Robin stuck it to her. But that's all.
Thank you so much for calling in, Tyler. Oh, wow. Okay, hold on a second. I got to fix something on here. Ooh, Mike. Dude. So SC says that you talked up regular Robin. The Neighborhood Talk just posted a clip about Robin talking about Karen's video. Lord have mercy. Can I play it? Hold on. Let me see if I can play it. Please hold. Let me see if I can pull it up. Hold on. What a mess. Hold on. The Neighborhood Talk. Hold on. Okay. And while I'm doing that, guys, don't forget to like the video. We still have not reached our goal of 900 likes for those that are watching. Let me see what was said. Hold on. Let me play it.
You live under a rock. We're talking about Karen Huger from the Real Housewives of Potomac, who was finally vindicated with video. Did you say finally vindicated? The vindication happened. Who was vindicated? The streets of Potomac or Karen? Who was vindicated? Listen, I haven't watched the season, but when I saw that people said that she claimed she was going to be vindicated, I was like, ma'am, if this is being vindicated, I don't want to see what being guilty is. Like,
well, you saw guilty. Actually, there was the mini movie called Where Your Wig At is like guilty, like as charged. You're guilty as charged.
I didn't call it. Yeah. You should have taken it. Thank you. I've been very rich. When you Google me, you're going to be so shady. So I'm mad as fuck. I think I did anything bad except the trial.
You know, we're laughing, but like, it's very, very sad. It's just sad, right?
I mean, it's very sad. I hate to say it though, I don't think those that are familiar with that person were shocked by what we saw. I know what I saw. I was like, yeah, that's par for the course. Like, I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked by the nonsense coming out of the mouth. I'm not shocked by the denials and the deflections and, that apparently were happening from the jump. I'm not surprised.
In your right mind, you don't say that you're going to be vindicated and you know that video exists.
But I'm not surprised by any of that. I'm not surprised that you filmed a whole season and she said she was going to be vindicated. And shoot, when the crash initially happened, she's telling whoever, TMZ, oh, I was just sad or something. Like, I'm not surprised by any of the events that happened. Like, and that's the sad part. I am wondering though, I don't know, have there been any Thomas Jefferson sightings lately?
You know what?
Like, have we seen Thomas Jefferson in the last 60 years? So if you live under a rock,
okay, for those that are watching on StreamYard, you probably couldn't hear that, but I think for the most part, everyone else that's watching on YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, and Twitter, and TikTok could hear that regular Robin on the Two Broke Girls podcast, Reasonably Shady, with Karen Huger's co-star, Giselle Bryant, talking and reacting for the very first time to Karen Huger's body cam footage of her DUI arrest. What did you guys think of that? Look, nothing that regular Robin I said that she said was far from the truth. And Robin, like she said in this episode, literally said in this episode that no one is shocked. People that know Karen are not shocked. And literally watching season 5, they were talking about Karen's drinking then. And they've been talking about Karen's drinking. But now we're talking about Karen Huger getting behind the wheel of a car and getting into an accident. Just saying. So no matter how we feel about regular Robin, no matter how we feel about her, she's not lying. And she hasn't been lying about Karen. But now, something that Robin said, I believe it was last season or the previous season, about Karen and Karen, people finally seeing Karen for who she really is now coming true. Just saying. Tashia says, I still don't care for Robin. Yeah, look, two things can be true. You don't like Robin for the show, or you don't like Robin, but what she's saying here is not untrue either. Okay? All right. We're going to get back to our callers. Live chat. Keep liking on the live. We'll post a call link once we get to 900 likes. Okay, 800. I'll give you 800. I don't know why I'm giving you grace, but I'll give you 800. I'm giving 800 for the folks that have liked the video and the other haters that are watching but not liking the video. I'm not going to make you suffer. Okay. But shout out to our members. If you're a member of the channel, we did post a call link on the backstage link on the community tab on YouTube. All right. Let's bring up Miss Brooklyn Diamond next. Miss Brooklyn, what's going on?
Hi, everybody. Happy New Year.
You too.
I'm going to make it quick. Mia, I don't get that, because if I didn't know where my kids were for 1 second, I'm on the next plane home figuring out where they are. I'm not staying. I'm not calling. No, I'm getting on the next plane to figure out where they were. For the Giselle issue, not trying to take up for Giselle, but I can understand if she didn't want it on the show and what was said wasn't said on camera, then she may not have wanted to discuss it on camera and put it on the show, especially when you're talking about somebody's kids. And with everybody saying, oh, they showed Giselle preferential treatment and took that off camera and didn't put on the show, but they left all the other stuff about other people, you have to understand this is about minors who, unlike, say, the Jersey minors, are not involved in the show, really. The one thing I will say about Potomac is they keep their children off the show. You'll see them one-on-one with their parents, but you don't see them at group functions. You don't see them at parties. You don't see them involving themselves in the business. So I can understand that, not wanting to put it on the show if you knew you were going to try and take it off the show. So timer's up. That's it.
Thank you, Ms. Brooklyn. Take care. All right. We have Wendy backstage. We're going to bring Wendy up next. Wendy, what's going on? What did you want to share? Wendy, you're muted. Wendy, you're muted. I'll come back to you, Wendy Sunny. Wendy Sunny, are you there, Sunny? All right, I'm going to take you down. All right, we're going to go to Becca next. Becca, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you.
I just wanted to say that I've been watching season 9 lately and I've been skipping through it, to be honest.
Oh.
Yeah, it
Why?
really hasn't
Boring?
been a good season. Yeah, very boring, very bland. I feel like there hasn't been a lot of accountability on some of these ladies. And I also just feel like there's not been a lot of like, I need like an activated, like crazy person on the show. I need like luxury and like things like that. So I don't know. And I feel like the only reason why Giselle isn't as activated this season is because Robin isn't there. So I feel like losing her close personal friend and someone to back her has made her become quite silent. But yeah, that's all I have to say. But thank you and Happy New Year.
You too, Becca. Thank you for calling in. I mean, a lot of people predicted that. They wanted to see a season without regular Robin and Giselle and see the different dynamics. And you're probably right, Becca. You're probably right. That's part of the reason why, not just because Giselle lost her father, but because she doesn't have her partner in crime. All right. We have Jenna backstage. We're going to bring Jenna up next. Jenna, what did you want to share? What?
I wanted to say aloha, Kempire.
Aloha.
How are you? Yeah, I forget already, huh? Yeah, I'm in the aloha state.
Excuse me. It sounds like it too, because you sound. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead. I figured I have been lately, huh?
You're breaking up, so that's part of the reason why I'm like, yeah, it sounds like you're in Hawaii. Hawaii.
Yes, I'm very far away, and I just wanted to call hi because I didn't even watch the show the other day, but I got the notification on the YouTube, and I was like, let me see what Kempire talking about, these crazy women. So I'm gonna just let you know. I just want to say hi and Happy New Year. I'm trying to start it off right. You always mention, I got laid off. Last year was rough. So I decided to take a little break from myself.
Did you bring your manager with you? Say it again.
No, I left all of her. That sounds so relaxed.
She left the kid home with her. Okay, well, good for you. Good for you. Enjoy your
Thank
trip.
You, and pray. Yes, and pray for safe traveling for me because y'all know it's snowing over all way, so I got to fly into work. So I catch you on a slide and let y'all know I showed up home okay.
Wait, when do you fly in?
I'm supposed to fly home today. They already delayed my flight by 2 hours. Maybe I'll get stuck in paradise.
Well, safe travels, Jenna, and we appreciate you calling in all the way from paradise. Bye. Look, bye. All right. All right, we have O'Shea backstage. We're going to bring O'Shea up next. O'Shea, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, Kempire. Happy New Year.
You too.
Thank you. Yeah, I just want to say this episode highlighted to me how boring this entire cast is.
Oh.
And I think I've given the season enough. And Mia has filled in the gap because nothing is going on. Giselle has nothing. Wendy has nothing. No one has anything. I mean, Karen could have had something, but she wasted the season away. So yeah, I think they need a car shakeup for season 10 because if there was other stuff going on, I guess the producers would have more to work with, but there's nothing going on. And I wanted to ask you, reunion-wise, do you think that Karen is showing up, or do you think she is going to?
If she is not on lockup, well, I think the reunion is supposed to be. I mean, I think they're filming the reunion this week, so I could see her being a part of the reunion because they get a nice check for being a part of the reunion, and I just don't see her not. I think she will still maybe use the excuse it's on appeal for legal reasons. So you never know. She might play that. I don't think she should, especially because we've seen the footage. Just saying.
Yeah, I think she should just. I think she just leave it out and call it back. She can come back in season 11 if she's out of jail by then. But thank you.
Damn. Thanks, O'Shea. Take care. All right, we're gonna bring Hayad up next. Hayad, what did you want to share?
Hi, Kempire. How are you?
I'm well. How are you?
Good. I haven't been watching any reality shows I've been part of the Rewind crew for a bit with your live.
Okay. That's okay.
I really miss being able to jump on the live with you guys. But anyways, I just wanted to say Happy New Year, and it was my birthday, so
happy belated.
Thank you. I gotta turn up a little bit. But anyways, I did watch this episode, but I felt like I forgot what happened in this episode because I don't know if anything really happened. other than Mia, which I guess we've all kind of guessed is blatantly lying about like her kid's disappearance or whatnot. Because I've actually, unfortunately, seen a scene like that as a young kid when a parent felt like their spouse did run away with their kids. And you know what that parent did, Kempire? They called the cops.
Oh.
They called the cops right away.
Yeah.
And that's why I didn't understand what she was doing. She wasn't on a plane. She wasn't taking anything serious. And she was busy trying to make a new booty call to land in Atlanta instead. It was really weird. But that's all I had to say. And I'm so happy to see you. And are you going to do Married to Medicine tonight? Or
yes,
no?
4 p.m.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Thank you for calling in. Take care.
Bye.
Bye. All right. Excuse me. Guys, don't forget you can hear an audio version of our live recaps will be happening on the Kempire podcast. So subscribe today. Also, we will be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 p.m. PST for our Married to Medicine recap. So I'm going to get through these next couple of callers and then I'm getting out of here so I can go watch that again. All right. We have Anthony backstage. Anthony, what did you want to share about Real Housewives of Potomac?
Hey, community. Hey, Kempire. Anthony from Los Angeles, California. How are you?
I'm well. I'm sure the weather's fantastic there.
You know what? It's all right. Happy 2025. I want to say for Potomac, for this episode, I'm going to give it a 6 out of 10. I thought it was all right. Yeah. For 2 notes, Mia and Karen. For Mia, I honestly don't believe her entire storyline for the rest of the season now that the fact that Mia and Gordon are back together, I think, from New Year's that she posted. So I feel like all of this was, plotted from the both of them. Obviously Mia's to me is the leader of this whole story of like coming up with all of this, and Gordon is going along for it, and also Jacqueline, obviously, because I just don't understand how all of this adds up and how all of this could even be explained at the reunion. Like, I'm so lost at this point, and I'm just, even though Mia at some points entertainment because no one else is bringing a storyline, but it's like it's the wrong type of entertainment.
Yeah.
Like I just don't like that part, especially with the children. And then lastly, for Karen, for her to hold people accountable after all of this has come out of her case, it's just beyond. Karen, sit down, go to jail. That's it. Thank you so much, Kempire. Happy 2025, everyone.
You too. Bye, Anthony. Wow. Not sit down and go to jail. I mean, maybe. It's going to be interesting. We will have to go live because that will be breaking news once we find out what her punishment will be. Because right now, it's really up to the judge. Again, they might want to make an example of her. She really could have hurt people. The judge also saw this body cam footage. They probably also saw that you never know, there might be a Real Housewives of Potomac fan, how she downplayed this. All right. Last but definitely not least, Tanya's backstage. We're going to bring Tanya up next. Tanya, what did you want to share in regards to Real Housewives of Potomac?
Can you hear me?
Yes, can you hear me?
Oh my God, so feliz la Dia de los Reyes. Oh my God. So the day of the kings today. Oh my God, so sorry.
No worries.
I'm washing right now also. But anyway, so I just want to say, oh, hey, production. Hey, producers. Hey, Mia. Hey, Stacey. And also, hey, regular Robin and her hubby, because I don't know what he's doing today. That was the end of my conversation. Bye. I love you.
Thanks, Tanya. Happy New Year.
I met you in LA. Happy New Year.
Yes. Nice meeting you, Tanya. Take care. Speaking of, don't forget, guys, the Kempire After Dark live experience is returning to Washington, D.C. on Friday, January 24th, 2025. Then it's returning to New York City on Friday, February 1st, Friday, February 21st, 2025. More information on that, including a live stream option for the New York City show, will be available in the description. So check that out. And if you haven't liked the video already, be sure to like the video. Let's get to 900 likes. We have another caller backstage. Audrey's backstage. Audrey, what did you want to share about Potomac?
Hi, Kempire. Excuse my voice. I'm homesick.
Oh, feel better.
Thank you so much. Hey, listen, I went to my friend's wedding in Connecticut. It was a gay wedding, and so it was worth getting sick.
In Atlanta?
I'm in Atlanta, but they got married in Connecticut. I'm so glad with this political climate that they got it done. You know what I mean?
Hopefully it won't get overturned. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. But I was just happy for them. So it was, excuse me, so it was worth getting sick. I just wanted to call it really quickly. And because just a couple of things just quickly. Mia, the Jacqueline thing is actually painful to watch. Jacqueline, like, I just think she is so cringeworthy. The Mia thing, I didn't believe it. And I don't want to psychoanalyze her because I'm not a therapist or anything like that. I think it goes back to her childhood. I think she doesn't know how to be a good mom. She didn't have a mom. I think people need to keep going back to that. She doesn't know how to do it. I don't think she really cares. And I think she knows how to pretend to care. But I don't think she really does. Also, the thing with Karen, this whole thing is aging so poorly. Like, when you think about the video, I really think she did not think that video was going to come out.
Yeah.
Otherwise, she would not have said the things that she said, because it just looks so bad and aged so poorly. And finally, with Kierna, again, and I said this to you before, wrong road, girl. Wrong road. This was the time for you to promote yourself. I remember last time when I called in, excuse me, you corrected me. Real quickly, you corrected me. You said, "Oh no, she has a med spa, not a salon." Why didn't I know she had a salon? Why didn't I know she had a med spa, not a salon? Why? Because she doesn't promote it enough.
She used to have a salon, though. We found that out this week's episode.
Yeah,
she used to have a salon.
You said that. But my point is, but how many episodes in Kempire? You know what I mean? Because she's too busy talking about this dude. And it's just, I want all ladies to understand this. Advocate for yourself. Put yourself first. Go to the table, ask for what you are worth, know your worth, and add tax onto it. So that's just, and I'm glad she's suing. And the thing that Giselle said about, "Oh, we're still on this," that shows her insensitivity. Like, it's so nasty. No, girl, you sue for everything that you can. And again, it's not your problem that she didn't have the money. She didn't worry about that while she was jumping you. So there we go. Anyway, excuse me, I'm sorry. Have a happy new year. And thank you for everything you do, Kempire. I always look forward to your reviews.
Thank you.
You're so good. You're so good.
Thank you. Feel better. Go rest your voice.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Okay, we have Judgy Justice and Toya. I know I said last caller, but we're going to take these callers and then we're going to get out of here because I have to be live in about an hour and a half for Married to Medicine. Shout out to our King's Guards and shout out to our members. It is a members-only live chat today. We do this at least once a month. We will do a members-only live as well. So become a member today at teamkempire.com/join. And of course, thank you to our King's Guards for holding us down in the live chat. Oh, I did want to say, Paula says, Kempire is still inviting you to Phoenix. I would love to come to Phoenix. I don't know if I would do a live show, but I would definitely come to Phoenix. But if you're in Phoenix, let's see if there's a demand, then we'll revisit that. But I definitely want to visit Phoenix at some particular point. All right. What's the weather in Phoenix right now? All right. Judgy Justice is backstage. Judgy Justice, what's going on?
Hey, Kempire, I'm so sorry. I had to run away from these kids, my job, so I can be
Okay, Mia.
I actually love my kids. So
Lord, come on. I think she loves the kids.
I gotta be a little shady.
Okay.
But all right. So I can't believe I'm saying this. I really am enjoying Giselle more and more. I feel like her response to, I can't remember, Kiara about the salon, I thought that was like true. I felt like that was a good moment because I feel like I don't know Kiara. I just keep feeling like she just keeps interjecting herself into things. And it's not really a storyline. So it's hard to follow like what's going on here. And then also, I'm really just sick of Mia. I don't really enjoy her at all. I feel like everything's very theatrical. It's not based in any sort of reality that can be relatable to an audience. And I wish her and Gordon the best with their reunion for going 4 days strong. Well, thank you, Kempire. I'll let you go. I know you got to eat. Bye.
Thank you. Take care, Judgy Justice. See you in Washington, I'm sure. Okay, we have Toya. Toya will be our last caller. Toya, what did you want to share?
Hey, Kempire.
Hey.
I think that Mia and that storyline was fake. I think she wanted to try to prove that she was a good mother because even though we're not the biggest fans of Ashley, even Ashley said, I would have left. And on top of that, is Gordon a danger? And we even see her talk to her kids, or like, I want to hear your voice. I want to make sure you're not scared. And, you can hear that in a child's voice. I want to see you in the FaceTime. And I know every parent tells me their kid has a tablet or iPad, and they keep that charged. So you could have communicated with your kids a different way, and they are a little bit older. They're young, elementary school, but they're not like toddlers.
No.
So anyway, Mia, bye. Giselle, that was insensitive to say, are we still on this? Okay, Miss Wannabe producer. And Kiana, girl, yes, we like you. We don't care about Greg. We want to talk about you, girl, you. And yes, sue that lady for all her money. I don't care if she's making minimum wage. You get some of that minimum wage too.
Damn, Toya. Thanks for calling in.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Bye. Wow, not sue for the minimum wage. But does it make sense to sue for the minimum wage if you're paying how many? Like, I used to work for a law firm for 15 years. Those billable hours are something serious. Is it worth it in the end? This is why, Mr. Squire said what she said. Is it worth it? I get it, principle of it all, but is it worth it for you financially at the end of the day? Some people have the money to waste. Fine. But again, what Giselle had to say, Giselle just has a way, and this might be a Virgo thing, it's not having tact. Because we're saying the same thing Giselle is saying. Is it worth it for you, Kiana? But Giselle just says it in a way like, are we still on that? No. I think what Giselle wanted to say, maybe if she had tact and care, is it worth it? Is it worth it to okay, I don't know. All right. Anyways, we're going to move on. We're almost at 900 likes, guys. If you haven't already, be sure to like the video. It's easy and it's free. Shout out to those of you that sent in super chats, Venmos, Cash Apps. We appreciate the support. But again, you can support the channel just by liking the video, subscribing, and telling a friend to tell a friend. We will be live again at 4 p.m. Eastern for our Married to Medicine recap. So stay tuned for that. Danielle says, hashtag justice for Gordon, hashtag justice for Ray, hashtag justice for us. All right. And shout out to Stacy that sent in a super chat earlier today defending Mia. I mean, I'm sure there are people that are Mia defenders. Please understand. But just her terminology. Let me go back to the super chat. Let me see if I can find the super chat. Hold on. This super chat was so funny to me. Oh, wait, hold on. The name of the person, too, is Love My Kids. Mia says she is, she's cute, classy, smart, and kind. Funny each episode. Mia earns her check every episode. She lives in her truth over and over. Originally, I thought this was Jacqueline because, she's Mia's representative. But the more I read into it, it says to me, this is Mia. Mia, we appreciate the super chat. She then said, no, it's Stacy. Nope, it's Mia. It's Mia. All right. Well, guys, I look forward to talking about Real Housewives of Potomac, talking about all the things that have been going on in reality television and, of course, pop culture. We are going to talk about the diddler of it all, the Jay-Z of it all, and everything in between. So if you haven't already, get your tickets for our Kempire After Dark live tour coming to a city near you. Thanks for tuning in to Kempire here on the Kempire Radio Podcast. As always, don't forget to give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And for everything Kempire Radio, head on over to KempireRadio.com.